What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know, excuse me, didn't mean to sneeze on you. You know that this literally does not work. So ends another day, and I have been blessed to be here. Let me deliver a message from Joseph Heatherly. Joseph, who lost his mother yesterday. Joseph's mother was actually a big fan of the channel, and Joseph had told me about how much she loved Alan Williams. That Alan Williams, I guess, was one time watching, was commenting, and she was watching, and he was, saying a few coarse words and stuff in there. And she commented in him to start behaving. And for whatever reason, she ended up just always looking for Alan Williams in the chat and things. And there was no bigger Dallas Cowboy fan, according to Joseph. And definitely will be missed by him as well as his family and stuff. And he appreciates all of the kind words and the thoughts and prayers for her. But as he put it, she is definitely in a better place. And one of the things in the last conversations that he had with her was she was saying, "Oh, don't worry, you're going to see me again. I'm about to see Tom Landry. Is there any message from you?" He was like, "Yeah, we need another Super Bowl." So that is truly a love of the Dallas Cowboys. It's kind of crazy because it is about 60, 65 degrees out here today. You'll remember I was out here, I guess, Friday night or Saturday night, and the wind was just like a freight train. It was cold. And I'm amazed at how quickly things change. This week it's going to be in the 70s, and I think it's supposed to hit 80 this week. In fact, I think I need to pack some shorts. I'm going to be headed back down to work on the red brick house tomorrow, the next day, and probably come back Friday for our live stream. We're trying to really kick this thing into high gear. I am doing something. I've had some people that said I should do a GoFundMe, or they want to do something to help with the red brick house. And what I decided to do, we got a helicopter that's going to fly over. I don't know if it's going to mess up the sound. Here it goes. When we worked on the kitchen, you guys may have seen the YouTube short where Michael went through the kitchen floor. Unfortunately, that part of the house was too far gone to be able to save it as it was. So we ended up taking up the floor joists and things in there and reframing it up. We had to reframe that whole section, but it's framed the same size as that it was originally, so it's still the same layout. The amazing thing is that some of these floor joists that are a couple hundred years old, they're rotted out on one end, but they're still like 12 or 10, 12, 13 feet of wood that's good. The upstairs, they had put up partitions that were 1-bys, that some of them were 12, 14 inches wide. But we wanted the place to be opened up like it was. So I have all of this wood that's left over, and I'm using some of it to build my countertops. So I'm going to build a big island in the middle, and that's going to be antique heart pine butcher block. That's what I was working on cutting this weekend. And some of the flat boards have become my cabinet doors. So the wood is being repurposed. But what I'm also doing with some of it is I'm making small pieces, and on the CNC machine, printing out the red brick house. And so between that, and we had to take out a chimney that was literally crumbling, that we have some of the bricks, and some of the bricks are going to become a brick barbecue outside, a brick fireplace, fire pit, and a brick smoker for it. So that way you'll be able to get red brick barbecue cooked at the red brick house. But for people who have wanted to donate to it, if you do a donation for it, and I've got a GoFundMe, you'll get one of the pieces of the wood with the red brick house on it. And that's a way of repurposing some of the wood and making the house live on beyond just the house here. And once it's all done, everybody who does donate, we're going to do a plaque like we did for Dak with all the names inscribed on it that will be permanently fixed to the house, because all of you guys will be ones that are helping to save it. But back to how things change quickly, I'm thinking back to just 2020 when the pandemic first started. From historically one of the worst times in the history of the Dallas Cowboys defense. We gave up more points in 2020 and literally looked like the worst defense. I mean, we looked like the Keystone Cops. Xavier Woods looked like a lead blocker for other teams' running backs because he couldn't locate it. He's just running downfield. Running back's just kind of like in his blind spot behind him. We listened to Jalen Smith talking about how the defense was too complex. And we were just like, we just got to outscore everybody because the defense was just no help. We literally let the Cleveland Browns put a 50 burger on us. That's how bad and pathetic we were. But I don't think you guys realize how close this defense is to being historically great. For me, I still want that big lights out defensive tackle. If the Cowboys were able to do that, oh my God. I mean, just think about this for a second. You got Diggs, who's had more interceptions over the last couple of years than anybody else in the NFL. You've got one of the defensive studs out there who's going into his third year, Micah Parsons. You've got guys that were having 6-8 sacks last year to go along with it, with D-Law, who's still a great run stopper, still can put pressure on there. Dorrance Armstrong, who had 8. Sam Williams, who had 6. And Dante Fowler, who had like 6. You got guys that can get after that quarterback's ass. And now we got a trio of safeties that you look at and say, yeah, that defense is going to be tough. The thing that will wrap it up is you need a Leon Lett in the middle. Leon Lett. If the Cowboys were to do that, they would be able to smother teams, sack the quarterback, and get interceptions galore. And if you have a defense that can do that, oh my God, what it will do for the offense. I am so excited right now. I'm sitting here reading where a lot of people are like, the Cowboys screwed up. Kellen Moore is great. Kellen Moore this. Okay. Yeah, we did have a lot of numbers with Kellen Moore. But we don't know if the numbers that we had were because of Kellen Moore or in spite of Kellen Moore. You follow me? Because there's a lot of times we looked at it and it's just like, what are we doing? Sometimes great play calling. And you say, hey, that's great design. And other times you're like, what? But I'm actually excited because I see the Cowboys subtly evolving their personnel to be like their defense, faster. That the tempo will pick up. That we'll be looking to have guys going downfield. The more I study the West Coast offense and you look at the running backs, you see that Zeke Elliott doesn't really fit what you want to do with the West Coast offense. It's about catching the ball and being able to get yards after contact. It's about being able to have guys that are going in the slot and getting the ball while they're moving downfield. That everything is about speed and moving downfield. And the thing about Zeke is, Zeke at this point in his career is not that guy that's going to catch the ball in space and make people miss a lot. Things change quickly, especially in the NFL, which is also known for not for long. But as a Cowboy fan, after going through what we went through in 2020 and what we went through this past offseason, you got to be hopeful for this season. You just have to be. Well, I got to get up early, get my morning video out, and hit the road and get working on the red brick house. As always, remember to tell the people you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And you know, I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see you tomorrow.